That's killed it.
He made the decision to play Thiago. Klopp doesn't change the system. Since move back left. You don't want to change from the 4-3.
Boom, 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 boom. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, people? We're back again on the Jerry James Show for another transfer hub. I told you guys yesterday. Some of you guys probably didn't believe me. When I told you guys that I'll be back again, like I'm back for serious, a lot of you guys were questioning it. I could feel it. I could feel it in my bones. Do you know what I mean? I could feel it. But look, we're back here, man, and there's some more news to talk about. There's some more crazy-ish to talk about. And when it comes to Liverpool, we've always got mad things to come out. I mean, when is there ever a boring day when it comes to Liverpool? It is what it is, right? It is what it is. It's what we sign up for when we decided to be fans, or some of us were forced to be fans, like myself. But hey-ho, man, hey-ho. Big up to everyone in the building. Make sure we do the same thing as usual when we're joining in the channel. When we're joining in the chat, make sure we're smashing the like. Make sure we're hitting that subscribe button as well, because we're en route to 2K, people. I need to know if you guys are on the journey with me, bro. I need to know, because we got to 1K. It was cool. Mad emotional. We need to push through now, you know. We need to push through. We need to 2K, 20K, whatever it is. And I'm pretty confident. I'm telling you, we're definitely getting to 10K by the end of next season. I'm telling you now. The way that we've got everything patterned, and I want you guys to be on the journey as well, because you guys are the OGs. So make sure we're, do you know what I mean, sharing it, liking it, commenting, and make sure we're hitting that notification bell as well to make sure you're up to date with when I'm coming online. Do you know what I mean? So big up to everyone in the building. It's going to check into the people. We got G saying smash the lights, people. Big up to G. Hope you're well. G is rushing to make it here, so you might get in the prayers from G. And you know, we ain't had a little G to J convo yet, so in a while. So yeah, that means stay tuned for that one. Stay tuned. We got Ends man in the building. Big up to Ends. We got man like Monts, Corey, and the rest of the gang at Big Six Pants. Big up to your damn selves. Alexander, their loss. Big up to yourself. We got John. The infamous John. Everyone's, do you know what I mean, loving the intro tune, bro. Everyone's loving it. They need to know, when is it coming out on Spotify? When? Do you know what I mean? The people are waiting. I'm waiting. Listen, that's a perfect song. Listen, the next time I'm cooking a meal for the missus, I'm playing that on the Sonos speaker. It's going to be brazy, man. It's going to be brazy. Big up to MB17. We got Anfield Road N saying big up Chalet. Big up to Anfield Road N. We got Kalonji in the building saying big up everyone. I'm going to sit back and listen to y'all compared to what being said last season. Have a great show. Big up to Kalonji. Hope you're doing well. We got Honesty in the building as well. Man like Honesty. Carvalho looking like he's MoMA. His mama is about to give him a whooping after seeing his report card. Facts. That's what it's looking at. We got Ravi in the building. Also, we got Psychedelic Scientist. Big up Psychedelic, Beige and Red. We got Jamrock in the building as well. Big up to Jamrock, the OG 1975. Sorry, I got to say it. I know you might not rate it, but it just sticks with me. We got Marque in the building also. And we got Captain Sal. We got the main man, Captain Sal, as well, man. So big up to Captain Sal. But look, a lot of news to talk about. And the first one, man, we're going to talk about, man, is the man Thiago. Now, Thiago, prior to signing to Liverpool, won the Champions League with Bayern Munich. We couldn't believe when Liverpool were linked with him, let alone managed to sign him for what turned out to be 25 million, paid in installments. FSG, I mean, doing their magic. Michael Edwards doing his magic yet again. When Genie left, a lot of us may have been, not including myself, but a lot of us were happy to go and see him because we saw the emergence of a new signing in Thiago to come in that first game. And this is me included, sorry. That first game against Chelsea, when he broke the pass record for the amount of passes made in a half, I thought, listen, we're about to cook with this brother. I mean, look, this silkiness. We had never signed anyone like that, especially in recent memory. When have Liverpool in the last 40 years signed a player that, you know, is the main Don Dada, one of the best in the world, top 10 in the world in his position, established, coming to Anfield, coming to the AXA? It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. We were so happy to go and see it. Fast forward 2 seasons now. And it's not looking good, man. Something's caught him. The Naby Keita syndrome. Is it the Ox Boogie? Something's happened where Thiago, you know, we wanted someone that's going to be reliable. We wanted someone that's going to be there, you know, in the cup, ready, reliable. I mean, dictating that midfield for us, dictating games, winning games for us just by his ability to control the ball and control the tempo of the game. Seen it on occasions. Look at that volley from Thiago in the Champions League. That volley for me still is one of the best volleys I've ever seen in my life. It comes that much off the ground. Ridiculous technique. Probably the best baller we've got at the club. It's ironic now, though, that, you know, we have supposed former players such as Jose Enrique talking about, you know, Thiago, being labelled as unreliable. A lot of sources coming out today stating that, you know, Thiago may be looked, you know, Thiago might be a player that's the Saudi league or the Saudi Pro League look at to build, for next season. And that is the type of player that they'll look to go and purchase. And it's quoted and rumoured that the amount will probably be around £40 million, people. So the biggest question is right now, what happens with Thiago? Do we let him go? Do we not? Klopp apparently has grown tired with the fact that he's got such a gem of a player there, just not available, never available to kind of produce his best work on a consistent basis for Liverpool. So yeah, that's where we're going to start, and we're going to get into the comments. Cause I know a lot of you guys have got a lot to say, man, a lot to say. Let's start here, man. We got, Thiago saying, Marque saying, Thiago to Saudi, please, man. We got Ilya saying, thank God we're selling Thiago. Honestly saying, look, love Thiago, but bro, got to go. We need to start bringing in younger midfielders. Otherwise, we are going to be in the same situation like last season. Facts. I agree. Look, I've said it before, people. Thiago abilities never in question. But for me, especially within a Klopp system, availability is your best ability. And on top of that, his style doesn't suit what Klopp has tried to do in recent years. What's happened is that Thiago's come in as this ball-playing midfielder known for his ability to break lines with his passing, ability to beat a man with a dribble, great close control, you know, the mix between the Brazilian and the Spanish kind of technical ability and the flair from South America. And he's turned into a runner, you know. Jamie Phillips, big up to Jamie Phillips, you know, arguing the case that he's become our most important midfielder because of his defensive duties, advocating that he is our best defensive midfielder, which is shocking. Like, it's absolutely shocking. You can't have that from a player as good as him. We, to be fair to Thiago, I think it's fair. Look, I do want him gone. I think to turn down 40 million for a team like Liverpool that haven't got the funds and the money of a Man City, of a Chelsea, of a United, of a Real Madrid, of a Newcastle, to just, you know, take that hit or take that risk and say, you know what, we can have that player just sitting on the bench and not being available, and we can just get someone else in. 40 million is difficult to turn down, man. And to be fair to Thiago, he's been run into the ground. He's not been used correctly. He doesn't fit the Klopp style of play, and I think that's evident when we look at the type of players that we're being linked with. Kone, Thuram, Gravenberch, all players, Bellingham earlier before he went to Real Madrid, all players that impose themselves in games from a physical standpoint. And I don't think Thiago's able to go and do that for us on a consistent basis, even if he was to go and adapt. And it is sad because in hindsight, it hasn't worked out and it wasn't a great signing. But if you were told, you know, back 2 seasons ago, you know, we're buying Thiago 20 million, to not get him would have been a travesty. It would have. So it's such a difficult one. Where this transfer, how this signing didn't really work out, I'm not too sure, man. And look, I think Thiago, if he was to leave this season, he's going to look at his time at Liverpool as a failure, because he came in to win titles, and he was only able to go and win a Carabao Cup and an FA Cup. Very similar to Xhaka, you know. Xhaka's kind of output and what he was able to go and do. And yes, this was all in one season, and he probably had a better season than Xhaka had in the years they won the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup and the League Cup. If they won one with him, I'm not too sure. I think they won 2 FA Cups, but it stands the same. This is a player that unfortunately hasn't delivered what we wanted for him to deliver, and it is really, really upsetting. And I want to know, the Saudi League is taking everyone by storm. And would you guys? I know a lot of you guys did, but I want some more kind of just answers. 40 million for Thiago from the Saudi League. Do we snap up at it? We got Jamal, big up to Jamal, saying, look, Klopp turning Thiago to a Brazilian Kante after the Chelsea debut was insane to see. Facts. Captain Sal saying, sadly, Thiago has to go if it means we replace him. I agree with that also. 2 seconds, just going through some of the comments. Big up to everyone. Make sure we're smashing the like. John saying LFC can't afford that brother's medical bills. It's time. Listen, we're so lucky that England have the NHS available. We're so lucky. I know the medical bills are still high. I hear that, John, but the NHS is always there, and Naby Keita were just on an NHS payroll. After that, listen, we a lot of times there were rumours of Naby Keita just sitting in A&E. Just sitting in A&E, Anfield General Hospital. Just sitting there, waiting for his cuts to be mended and his bruise to be healed, and the bruises to be healed. And yeah, man, it is scary, man. Looking at Anfield Road and saying not looking good, bruv. We got John saying, look, Thiago's always been injury prone his whole career. That's the funniest part. Negligence FC. It's fact. He has been injury prone his whole career. But we decided to replace a player that was available for 98% of every kind of game available to go and play for Liverpool. And we replaced him with someone that's available for 40 games, 50 games. So 40% of games played. It's been unacceptable. Let's be honest, it's been absolutely unacceptable, man. Alexander saying, get the ambulance and transfer the patient. Facts. Jamrock saying, Klopp should fire himself. Chat to me, Jamrock. Why should Klopp fire himself? Chat to me, because a lot of people came and gave me stick. Apparently, I'm a wrong un. Me and G were wrong uns, right? Yeah, I'm hearing this a lot now. Endman, big up to Endman saying, unpopular opinion, I want Thiago to stay. PS, we don't know that if we sell him, that money will be allocated back to buy a new player. Plus, no chance we get 40 million for him. Fake news. I think we get 30. And I'm not going to lie, I think we get 30. The price always seems to be higher. It'll probably be 30 million. And I think Saudi will do that because of the image rights that will be attributed to the signing. They need to build the league up. And I think they're doing it in a way which is really interesting because Thiago, your Benzema's, your Kante, they become the face of that league. And they're doing it in a different way to China. China were going for these kind of mediocre players, like the likes of like a Neves as an example, to go and build their league up. They're going for established stars to be the face of that league, doing it in a very similar way to the way the MLS have done it. And it will be interesting to go and see how well that league works, man. But 100%, man. We've got Angel 968 saying, is this bid the real deal or fake news? A bid hasn't been made. It's been quoted that Saudi are interested in Thiago, and it's rumored that he'll cost around 40 million to prize him away from Liverpool. Because Liverpool are still keen, as Endman said, of keeping him around at the team. Apparently, Klopp, though, has become less fond of Thiago, not because of his ability, but it's because of his inability to play games, essentially. That's what we're looking at. We got Gary Richard saying, tally ho, Richard. Big up to Gary Richards. Hope you're doing well. Marque saying, Klopp not being able to use Thiago effectively proves that some managers are few classes above him. Facts. Jamrock saying, look, he doesn't know how to manage players like Thiago and techie players, and he runs them into the ground. Facts, he's got one style of play, man. He's got one style of play, and they need to go and fit that. They need to 100% go and fit that, man. 100%. Enderman saying, can't deal with these fake news. Klopp's never said he thinks he's unreliable. I think that's true. I do. I'm sorry. I think to say he's not reliable is pants. It's like saying Naby Keita's not reliable. Klopp might have not come out and said it, but if there's no smoke without fire for me, man. Boo Rider, big up to Boo Rider saying, what happened to the club being put up for sale? How quickly have you forgotten? Yeah, a lot of us did think that was going to happen, man. A lot of us did think that was going to happen, man. 100%. 100%, man. So let me know, man. Thiago, that's the first one of today. Are we offloading Thiago then, people? Are we offloading Thiago? Great ability, great baller. As Enderman said, there's a situation where we could, maybe have Thiago on the bench. And if we were a club with finances to be able to go and just keep a Thiago on the books, then great, and let him go on a free. That would be amazing. Unfortunately, reports are coming out that, and we're going to talk about the next player now, we need this money to raise funds for extra midfielders. Apparently, we're raising funds. So God knows what's going on there, people. And apparently that 40 million will be added to the 20 million that we're looking to get for Carvalho. Now, Fabio Carvalho, our star boy, meant to come and set the world alight, played in for Fulham, got a lot of goals, their young player of the year, one of the best players in the Championship 2 seasons ago now. Last season, started for Liverpool in pre-season, looked really, really decent, playing off the left predominantly, sometimes kind of coming inverted. Scored the late win at against Newcastle. And it went pear-shaped for him, man. Poor games against Everton, especially midfield. Apologies, didn't really help him. And, we're in a situation now where, Carvalho, it looks like he's surplus to requirements. Now, Klopp has come out speaking about Carvalho, saying, he's trained really well. He hasn't got any problems with him. I don't want to be an ITK. I don't want to be an ITK. And I know G and certain man are going to grill me for this. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this. But I have it on accord that there was, in fact, a rift with Carvalho and Klopp. Now, of course, I can't go into the details. I cannot, because the channel gets shut down. It won't look great. But I was able just to mingle around and be around certain people. And I found out that was actually the case. What that was about, can't go and talk about. I can't go into the details. But that is quite evident to go and see. I think we saw an isolation from Carvalho. Carvalho started at times not seeing the bench. Even when he was on the bench, he wasn't getting game time. And ultimately, we've seen that there is this kind of there's not a balance there with why Carvalho's not playing. We needed forwards, we needed players in certain games, and just he wasn't given the chance at all. A lot of us see that there's a really, really talented player there, man. We saw what he done for Fulham. We've seen it in glimpses for Liverpool, in really, really small glimpses. But the sample size is small, and there's two ways to look at it. Either, again, as Jamrock said, Klopp struggles to go and manage these types of players, these techie players, these baller players, and they don't fit into what he's trying to do. Or he's just not good enough. Maybe he's just not good enough for Liverpool, man. Maybe he's just not good enough. It seemed as though, he may have been sold a dream in regards to what was happening. Sold a dream in terms of the amounts of minutes he was going to go and play. Because there is seemingly a discontent, and there are talks of a permanent sell now. Liverpool obviously don't want the permanent sell. My understanding is that it's the player, in fact, that is pushing for a permanent sell. His camp looking to obviously go and try his luck elsewhere, man. Try his luck elsewhere, establish himself. I think he sees, his counterparts playing games week in, week out, and I think he believes he's on that level. At Liverpool, it's just not going to happen, unfortunately, because he doesn't fit the profile as a left winger. We don't play with an out-and-out number 10, and I think that would suit him the most in the Liverpool system currently. And as a midfielder, he hasn't got the minerals to play midfield, and we saw it in the Everton game when him and Elliott partnered each other in midfield. It just didn't look great at all. So, hey, man, it's looking scary. But yeah, we might be losing a player. The good thing about it is, if you were to go and get the room at 20 million, 20 million is a massive flip on what we got him for. So that is obviously always a plus. And if we can combine that 20 million with the 40 million we could get for Thiago, That's 60 million there, people. 60 million that we can go and put into signing a Thuram as an example. And a lot of us do want a Thuram. A lot of us do want that type of player. We've spoken about Thuram, but another player that is emerging is Barella, man. And Barella is a player that's really shone in recent seasons. Is obviously part of the team that got to the Champions League final, lost out to Man City, but great baller. We've been rumored with him since last season. I'm a big fan of his. I really like his game. Very similar to Verratti, a bit more combative. But we're going to hold on that. I really need to know what you guys think on the Carvalho situation. As I said, I don't want to be an ITK, but I need to be honest with you guys. This is what we're seeing, man. We've got Jamal saying, look, it's very hard to turn a number 10 attacking young player to a defensive-minded centre-mid/runner. Facts. I agree. Psychedelic saying Klopp should have played him in the 10. Yeah. I agree, but we were never going to go and play 10. Jamrock saying Harvey Elliott is also complaining about game time behind the scenes. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I would understand. I mean, he's coming, but with Elliott, it's a sticky situation for me because ultimately now it's been 3 seasons where he's been a starting midfielder for Liverpool. It's been 3 seasons now, or is it 2? It's been 2 seasons now. So last season and the season before. I know he got injured in the season before, but he started both seasons. So the plan that Klopp has installed was, Elliott is the main man on that right-hand side. And it hasn't worked out. He's got a lot of game time. And maybe, again, he's one that just isn't good enough also. Maybe these players aren't good enough and we're only realising that now. Edsman saying season, then stage 3. Let's see how the first 10 games go and then see if he's dead, then sack him. I think that's in regards to Klopp. Okay, cool. Jamrock saying Jerry, and that is correct. I heard the same. Facts. I'm telling you, listen, I never come out with statements like this, but I'm so confident in what I'm saying. If I could tell you more, I would. I'm telling you, but I'd get locked off. It'll be curtains for myself and everyone else involved. So, yeah, man. So that is crazy. Psychedelic saying Rom said Carvalho would be young player of the year. Shame he was young player of the bench in the basement. Facts. We need to get onto Roms for that one. We need to get onto Roms for that. We've got. What else here? Big up to Timothy Parrish. Hope you're doing well. Saying, just to be clear, y'all, Thiago is gone no matter what. They told him his contract ain't renewed, so better to respect his career or not. Choice is Liverpool's to make. Facts. I agree. If we're not renewing his deal, we better just go and sell him. If we're not renewing it and trying to add an extra couple of years to kind of secure ourselves, to let him go on a free is madness, especially in the situation that we're in. Looking at our rivals, the amount of money and the spending power that they have currently means that we cannot be frivolous with players and money and letting people walk out for free. That just doesn't make any sense. We're not in the same situation that we were 2-3 seasons ago when we're top dogs. Do you know what I mean? We need to get back there, and I think we need to invest. I think all of us agree with that. Angel Knight 68 saying Klopp didn't know how to manage him. Thiago went to a Champions League final and won 3 domestic trophies. Obvious mismanagement. Did Thiago go to a Champions League final and win 3 domestic trophies, or did the team? I think in certain games was a key component. I speak about that volley in the Champions League. Great volley. In other games, he was just not available. Real Madrid, he failed us. Carabao Cup, unavailable. FA Cup played, weren't that great. Let's just be honest. Thiago has not been available, and we bought him for these big games, and he just hasn't been available, people. He hasn't been available, man. Honesty, big up to Honesty, man, saying Carvalho might be talented, but people say he got a stinking attitude. Some people say that, man. Some people say that, but I'm not one to know. I'm not one to know, if I'm being honest. Burrada saying Thiago is a Bentley Continental with 300,000 miles on him, a luxury player, not a starter. The sooner we sell, the better. Facts. He's someone that you can go and drive. once every month, you know, you've got a dinner party, you get in that Bentley that's got 300,000 miles, you got him on a cheap. It's still a Bentley, though. Like, it's still a Bentley. Like, I've always said this, right? If I had, you know, some people are individuals that, you know, they'll rather buy a new Ford or a new Peugeot or a new what car, a Toyota, right, for 20 grand, right, fresh out the new, that no one's touched it, but they wouldn't go and buy the Beamer or the Merc that's a bit older, but it's a Beamer or a Merc for 20 grand, if that makes sense. I'm the opposite. I always want to buy the quality thing because I know it's going to last. It's just a bit more, it's just, I mean, it fits me better, it holds its value a bit better. But you got to make sure the mileage is low, bro. Because if the mileage is high, it's going to break down. And that's what we're seeing with Thiago. That's a great analogy from you, Boo Radar. Big up to Revenant saying, everyone does this, just lumps trophies together on a player's name, even if they were injured. Come on, people. John saying, Carabao Cup final, he got injured in the warm-up. Hello, like, bruh, there's no backing that guy. Yeah, I agree. I agree, man. I agree. What else we got here? Until I get the next thing. Captain Sal saying, yeah, just call our club broke ASFC. Facts. Alexander saying the stupid sentiments will keep in. Facts. We got Jamrock saying a lot of fans went for Twitter journalists Kobe pump fake when it comes to herself. Facts. Like this, like that. Who else has got a pump fake like that? Who's got, you know, DeRozan? Jamrock, I know talking about the Kobe pump fake is cold, but DeRozan's pump fake is deep. Like, but everyone bites at it. That's what it is, man. And for any fans, any people that aren't NBA fans, I apologize. But yeah, DeRozan, man, that DeRozan pump fake is killing people. It's killing my people. Look, so yeah, we got Gagan Deep as well. Big up to Gagan Deep saying, I blame Klopp for Thiago's mismanagement. Why get him if you're not going to change your style of play to suit a player of his skill set? He just didn't suit us one bit. We got Pan of Scouts in the building saying big up. And yeah, guys, don't worry. I'm going to read everyone's comments out. I'm starring a lot because we're not on topic right now. But when we get on topic, we're definitely going to be able to go and talk about it. We got Timothy saying, may have done good stuff, but we tend to forget. But keep the bad parts more longer in our memory bank. It's easier to talk about the negative parts than positive parts. That's facts also. That's facts. My issue is he's just not available enough. I think if you played every single game, I think I wouldn't be talking like this, if I'm being honest, when it comes to Thiago. Double T, big up to yourself, saying, personally, I feel like the Thiago signing hasn't been a success. The guy isn't available half the time. Facts. I agree, man. I agree. But cool. Saeed as well, big up to Saeed, saying Thiago is a luxury, and if we sell him, we must sign 2 mids this season, or I'm switching to Formula One. We don't even need to do that because he's not. We just need to get a player that's available. If we get one player that's available, we don't need a Thiago because he plays Thiago's role and he can play every single game. That's the way I look at it, people. That's the way I look at it. But look, man. So let's look at it now. Carvalho and Thiago. If we get them 60 million, right? Would you guys be up for that? Would you guys sell both of these players and raise 60 million to add to the kind of quoted 180 million we have to spend in the summer or whatever that kind of rumored amount is? We've already obviously spent 35 million on McAllister. 60 million, do you know what I mean? You could get 2 McAllisters essentially. 2 McAllisters, you've got to add some change on top, but you hear what I'm saying. So maybe is that the route Liverpool are looking to go down? Maybe we haven't signed players yet because we're looking to offload some. You know, certain players might cost more than 60 million. Maybe they're 80 million. Maybe they're Barella, as I spoke about. And I look, Barella, what are we feeling about Barella, people? Barella, again, another player. Real good, man. Good player. Earlier, he was linked with, a couple of weeks ago, linked with going to Newcastle, and I almost lost my marbles, man. If he had gone to Newcastle, it'd have been crazy. But the talk is, people, Liverpool, big admirers of Barella. He's too much money. We haven't got the fans. People. We have no monies. We have no monies at all, bro. No money to go and spend on Barella. 80 million, too steep. for the 26-year-old. Let me know what you guys think. If I want to be really honest, it scares me, man. It scares me to think that 80 million is too much. If 80 million is too much, were we ever actually going to go and pay more than 80 million for Jude Bellingham? Was that all a bluff? Was that all Klopp twerking and hoping he could get a deal? 80 million and I'll get on my knees. Was that the deal? Because this is getting really, really scary. Admirers, big up to River Knight saying, admirers interested in FC broke. Admirers interested in FC and broke FC, Jerry. I'm tired. Facts. It's what it is, man. Endman saying, look, he's a good player, but he will be too much. What is too much now, people? What is too much? That's the question on our lips. Because we're saying Thuram is 60. What if Thuram ends up being 70? Is 70 million too much? It really worries me, man. It worries me deeply, bro. Deeply. It worries me deeply when we go and when we're talking about, trying to push onto this next level when, a lot of us, a lot of you guys think we can win the league, people. And do you guys really think just signing Thuram, McAllister and Kone get us to win in the league? Don't get it twisted. I want these players, but who's the game changer in that midfield? We're actually relying on someone to come and sweep us off our feet and come in and shock us. To look at a McAllister or Thuram and be like, oh my God, what have we done here? It's FSG again. They've bought someone we didn't really, decent player. We didn't expect this from him. The likes of your Van Dijks, your Salahs, your Alissons, we didn't expect what they've come and were able to go and deliver. No way. So for me, it's scary to go and look at. I mean, where is he on the list of profiler player? Is he the main guy? Is he target number 1? Is he target number 2? Is he target number 3? We need to know, what target is he? Where does he rank up? And where would you guys rank up a Barella? If you guys were Klopp, this is what I want in the comments right now. If you guys were Klopp, where do you guys rank Barella? Is he target number 1? If he's target number 1, we need to get him now. It doesn't matter if he's 80 million. We see, look what Arsenal are doing. Look at what Arsenal are doing. Rice, Caicedo, Lavia, all players we wanted, all players that were rumoured. Liverpool are interested in these players. Are we getting outspent by Arsenal now? Jesus, I don't know what's going on, man. Ainsman saying Thuram will only be 45, 50 million. If that, you better hope so, bro. You better hope so if we get him. Reds for Life, big up to Reds for Life saying, Jerry, don't set yourself up for failure. I already gave up on transfers more than 45/50 million. You know what? Maybe I've got to do that as well. I agree. We got Quantum Psychedelic Scientist saying, FSG the type of owners to push us in the sewer and laugh whilst they count their money. Facts. Angel 968 saying, surely Inter have money after reaching the Champions League final. Yeah, I don't think you get a lot for that. I think the amount of money they owe, I think they might need a couple more Champions League finals. We've got Saeed saying, there are so many mids available. I'm seeing Kone, Thuram, Barella, Gabby Vega, Kessie, Lavia, Gravenberch, but FSG got shallow pockets. I mean, what are shallow pockets? We haven't gone for Kone apparently because he's too much and he's 40 million, 45, 50 million. So if he's too much, then Jesus, what market are we shopping in? If that's the market we're shopping in, we should have got Tielemans on a free. And me and you were screaming about this. We'd have had 2 midfielders already. But hey, Justin Ulysses saying, fourth richest club with a Conference League budget, FSG must go. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Gagan Deep saying, Jerry, do you think those who are FSG in are part of the problem with this football club? I am on my tether with Klopp due to his foolishness, but ultimately backstops with them for enabling this shambles. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I do. I think my anger is more to do with that. They're not pushing Klopp to go and do more. I think they're comfortable with Klopp coasting. I think everyone's able to coast, if I'm being honest. I think FSG are able to coast and not spend. I think Klopp's able to coast and not have any pressure on his position due to poor performance because of what he's done. Boo Rider saying, look, we're not winning anything next season. The target is top 4. I agree, man. Quantum Geek saying we have to get our targets this transfer window. The money matters, but we shouldn't walk away if they are 70/80 million. Yeah. Interesting, man. We got KLFC saying, I think we signed one more midfielder and maybe a centre back. We'll be fighting for top 4 next season. I'm inclined to agree, man. 2 seconds. We got a guest. You got a guest, people. You got a guest. Hold on. Wagwan for here. We've actually got a guest coming in, people. So, guys, make sure we're smashing a like for the guest. Blue Rider saying, Jerry is right. We all know Jude was at the top of our list. Look where we are shopping now. Yeah, it's true. Psychedelic talking about Trent is better than Barella. Look, we're going to talk about that, man. We're going to talk. We've got 20 minutes left, so they're definitely going to talk about it. And we've got a guest coming in to chop that up, so that'd be great. We've got KLFC saying, I think we signed. Oh, I've read that already. We've got Captain Sar saying 5th place next season is good enough for Champions League, so FSG are not fussed. And Dicko saying, afternoon, Jerry. I genuinely think if a huge offer came in for Salah, we'd accept. I'd agree, man. I'd agree. And do Liverpool get top 4 without Salah? Let's say Salah was injured for the season. Is that top 4 gone? Are we a top 10 team? If we can still get top 4 without Salah, I think we do it. And I think it makes sense to do it because you get your money in and you can kind of strengthen in other positions. That's not to say I want to sell Salah. No. From a financial standpoint, that's why I look at it, man. Saeed saying, we competing with Villa for Kone. Bismillah, we will lose that race. Oh, my God. You guys are killing me, bro. You guys are killing me. Oh, man. Let's see here. Spill up to Scrap saying, look, where we've been linked with so many players at this point, who even care? Just go and get some players and get on with it. Facts. Gangan saying Barilla for Thiago replacement. Yeah, maybe so, man. But yeah, so guys, let me know, man. Where do you guys rank? Barella though? Before I move on, where do we rank Barella? We've got Justin Ulysses saying, unless fans realise what is happening with FSG, asset stripping and non-investment, it is going to be getting worse. Fans need to wake up and make it known things can't go on like this. Let me know what can fans do. What can fans do in that regard? Like, it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. Like, it is what it is when it comes to that. It's like, yeah, that's just... We got these owners, innit? Like, I know people want to protest and that don't work. You need everyone engaged. And I just don't see it, man. Man, like Genius. Man, like Genius the Third.
I'm good, my broski. We telling me, man. You good?
Yeah, man, we're good, man. We're just chopping up, just ending on this Barella nonsense, man. Apparently, Liverpool interested in Barella, 8 million, too expensive.
Bro, you had me busting up. Yeah, you had me busting up on the train. But I just heard, what did he say? He was like, what market are we even shopping? I just howled out with laughter. These lot were looking at me like I was crazy. Like, I was like, bro, what market are we even shopping in, bro? These times I saw a little kid with his Liverpool top on. I was like, if only you knew the real struggles, my friend. Obviously, you're too young to really care, boy. But when you get older, you'll know, man. But big up everyone, obviously, in the chat, bro. I'm seeing 49 people in the thing. I need to be seeing 50 people. I need to see like 50 likes. I don't know how much you're on now, but I need to see 50 likes, bro.
Yeah.
50 likes, people.
Yeah, we need that 50 like, bro. We need that 50 likes. But yeah, man, it's a weird one though, man. Barella, man. Good player. He's more of a needle. For me, he's more of a needle mover than a McAllister, than a Kone, than a Thuram, than any of these players we've been linked with. He's not the biggest needle mover. I haven't seen enough of him to go and be like, yeah, he's going to change the game with like goals and assists like De Bruyne. I don't think he's that.
Nah.
But I just don't know. When I talk about what market are we in, I just don't get it. Like, we've gone in for McAllister, that's 35 M's, but we wanted Jude Bellingham originally. And apparently we offered 80 million, but we don't want to pay the 80 million for Barella because that's too expensive. So were we ever in really for Bellingham? Or was that just all a ploy just to get us excited, just to make it look like we're doing something? We're now, 80 million is too much for Barella, but we were in for Kone. There's talks that we don't want Kone now because we need to strengthen in other areas, and Kone is too expensive. And I think he's between 45 and 50 million. Thuram's going to cost 60 million, apparently. I just don't know what, it's like the prices are all over the place. Do you know what I mean? Tielemans, we did one for free, but Ward-Prowse and Madison are too expensive. It just doesn't make sense. It's like me telling you, you know what? Like, you're telling me, yeah, this is what it is. You're telling me, yeah, I got a pair of Crepes, I got a pair of Air Forces, yeah, and it's they're £100. And I'm like, right, you know what? That's too expensive for trainers, I can't go that route. That's too expensive. 110 on trainers right now is a bit too steep for me. But next time I'm wearing a hat and you're like, rah, that hat cost £90. And I'm like, yeah, that was calm. Like, it was a deal. I needed it. So I got it. It don't make any sense, brother. It don't make any sense.
Bro, it's dumb. It's weird. I said this on Twitter the other day. I was like, do we even think that, bro, imagine Klopp don't even want some of these players, though. We don't know what he wants. I don't know what he wants. I don't know what type of players we want or need. Man say Kone, Thuram. Do we even, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a bit of a weird one. I think with Kone, he's the wrong one. Thuram, these brothers look alike. I think with him, if the price starts getting a bit too techie, well, we'll just pull out of that deal. But then I'm just like, so did you ever really want these guys, or was it I don't know? I honestly, I'm with you, bro. I don't know what we want. I don't know what's too expensive, what's too cheap for us. When I'm doing all of these summer transfer targets and realistic, bro, I don't know what realistic is, bro. I'm just making it up because I fully don't know. I actually don't know what's realistic for Liverpool. For me, realistic is you could have got Tielemans for free, bro. I thought that was realistic. But as you said, we didn't even go for man. Now we're going for Kone, Thuram. I'm hearing it's either or. Man are saying we might not even get both of them. I'm like, right, okay. So you don't really want a midfield rebuild. You just kind of want to get in one or two players, keep some money to get someone else. But then the options that I'm hearing, no disrespect to any of these players, by the way, I think they're all slightly decent players. But Kone, Thuram, Van den Veen, brother, if we're haggling over these, man, yo, we might as well just forget it. Don't talk to me about challenging for the title next season. Don't talk to me about challenging for top four, because we'll just about make them. Arsenal are out here fighting to get Rice or Caicedo or Alavia or a Havertz, players who are good players. Did you get what I'm trying to say? These times, man, are haggling. Yo, yeah, Van den Veen, yeah, we might try and get him. I'm thinking, brother, these men are not even that good. And you're talking about we don't have the money for these guys? Come on, man. We need to start getting serious. Otherwise, we're going to start falling behind, man. Teams like Newcastle, Chelsea. Bro, Chelsea are not even in the Champions League. Man are saying, yeah, Caicedo, are you coming or are you not coming? How about, are you coming or not? Yeah, he's saying, yeah, calm, no problem. They don't even have champions. They don't even have European football. And they're still, doing their thing. So, yo, all I'm saying is Liverpool, if they don't start acting serious, I know people like the Thurams, I know people like the Kones, I know you like all of these guys, but the reality is, Jerry said it, these men are not moving needles in the slightest. You know what I'm trying to say? We need bare of these guys to make sure that the hammer and everything stays afloat. Our rivals are signing players that move needles, meaning they don't need to sign bare players. Arsenal don't need to sign a bagger man. Man City can go out and get a Vardio, instantly is already as good as our whole back line. It don't even make sense. So we need to figure out how serious are we. And that's not just Klopp, by the way, because he ain't the one with the money. FSG needs to start patterning up and deciding on what it is they want to do, because Klopp can only do so much. But at the same time, it's who does he really want? How much does he really want it? So we'll go from there, man. We'll go from there.
Yeah, man. I agree, man. I agree.
I like your hat, though. I like your hats, though. I want that. I want that one. So.
Yeah, it's decent, bro. It was all that little ASOS. Weren't too expensive, bargain hunting. FSG.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but sometimes you can pick up something. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can pick up a little something still.
Yeah, I mean, you pick up something and it ain't got mad mileage on it. You're laughing, innit? You pick up a Thiago
Yeah.
and you're in the mud, bro. You're in the mud.
Then you're kind of in the mud. Sticker starts falling off and that. You don't even want that.
Man. I think to summarize, man, I think Liverpool's pull-out game is strong, bro. Liverpool, listen, they ride that edge. They're on that edge hard, and then all of a sudden it's just like, they're talented in that aspect, bro. They're talented because many clubs, listen, when they go to that extent, you know, like they're just coming out of that with that player, even if they've got to pay more, it's just like, we're this far now, I got to play. You know, when people buy cars and they're like first to see will buy, and they're true, bro. Like certain cars, you go there, you're like, yeah, I'm only looking to spend between 15 and 20 bags. The car's 25 bags, and some man are just like, I need this car now, and they pay their 25 bags.
Fact.
Liverpool are different, man. The pull out is just, jamming, just pull out and comfy, bro.
Pull it out before the climax even begins. I'm like, bro, you didn't even really get. You didn't even get started, bro. Oh God.
Just whispering, saying, "You ain't ready for this. You ain't ready for this."
Bro, we're just all talk. And I'm like, bro, if this is your talk game, is serious though. Liverpool's talk game is serious, but the action, we're not really about that.
Not about the merchants, talking stage merchants.
Yes, bro. I'm surprised Maya Jama isn't over the flipping narrating this shit, bro. Real talk.
Yeah, facts. The one we wanted to talk about before you head out, though, man. Last couple of 10 minutes. Trent, man. Trent. Obviously, we're speaking about Barella, but we've got Trent now, and in the last 2 games for England, he's played in midfield. He's played part of a 4-3-3, isn't it, with England? He's played on that right-hand side. And from what I've seen, he's looked decent, man. He's looked decent in that midfield. I think he looks, even if he's not the best yet in terms of like all aspects of midfield play, you can see he's hungry to go and play there. And he seems faster, he seems stronger, he seems more switched on to what's going on. Is there a realm then where Liverpool are saying F Barella, F Lavia, F all these brothers, because we can't get a midfielder that can do better than what Trent can do on the ball, and we might have to just go in the market and get a right back? Problem is, who is that right back?
Who the right back is? I don't know, man. I mean, I said Pavard, the man started shooting me down. So you guys let me know in the comments who you guys would prefer to see it. Like, man started getting angry at me. I was like,
man want James. Man want Reece James. That's what man want.
Yeah, bro. Cool. If Reece James is who you man want.
Reece James, Trippier, who else? Walker. You ain't getting none of these brothers, man. You ain't getting none of these brothers.
Bro, man were getting angry with me. Listen, if FSG had their way, I reckon, you know what? Let me not even front on that. Let me not even act like it's just them. If Klopp had his way, he would probably prefer it like that. I reckon he wouldn't even mind if he said, that's calm, I got Trent anyway. Remember, I was counting the list of how many midfielders we got. If you throw Trent in there, that's maybe what? If Alexis McAllister, Trent, Thiago, Fabinho, Henderson, Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, Bajcetic, Tyler Morton. I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Someone in the chat let me know. That's about 9 midfielders there. Again, Klopp don't work with these big squads because he don't rotate like that. So I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? Like this is where I get a little bit like, Trent's been good in that midfield, right central midfield. I think you said that position. He's been good. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It hasn't really. It is a bit unfair because the reality is, man ain't seen him in that position in anything worth watching. But what we have seen of him in that position, I'm like, yo, Trent's doing exactly what I expect him to do in that position, which is one of the best, if not probably the best player in the world to literally say, yo, like, pick a pass. Yo, he's got that in his locker. Always had it. He's still got that. If he's got time to do it in a midfield position, it makes sense. Put him in that position. If you want to put him in that position, then no problem. I think like Klopp might just look at it and think, let me just throw him in there. I don't need to sign another midfielder because I've got him there. And as you mentioned about right back, bro, we got Joe Gomez there. Your guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he might just think, yeah, fuck it. Let me just put Joe Gomez at right back. I've got the right back now. I don't need to do anything else. Like, why do I need to spend more money? I'm then hoping if you're going to do something like that, then, bro, I'm expecting you to go out and spend that P on someone serious then. Go out, sign your rights. Go out. I'm not saying we can get him, but like go out and sign these quality players because it's only going to be so long that you can keep trying to sign these makeshift project guys, and it's just going to keep working. Someone in the chat, just quickly before we even move on, someone in the chat keeps mentioning about, oh yeah, I can't remember who it was, but they mentioned about, oh, you know what, Liverpool, you know, we sign average players and and I agree with you. We do sign average players, and then they become decent players, obviously over time. Name me a player that we signed, and boom, we just won instantly, or a player who even helped us. We haven't done that. We keep signing these projects. Gini Wijnaldum, 2016. Robertson, 2017. Salah, 2017. Van Dijk, 2018. Allison, I think 2018. Fabinho, 2018, I think it was. All of these guys, and then after a year or two, now it's about winning. I'm like, can you not just sign someone who can come in today and we can win? We're not at that stage anymore. We need to start signing today type of players. So that's why people are getting angry with us. Jerry talking about, yeah, Trent in midfield. People are going to get angry hearing that, but that might just be the reality. Does that win us any trophies next season? Does that move the needle? I don't know, boy. I honestly, I don't think it would. I don't even think we're going to do anything that's going to win us trophies anyway. But this certainly, I don't think is going to put us there. I don't know what you think, but I just don't think it's going to get us there.
It's a tough one because you can only judge him on what he's done in these dead games against Malta and whoever, right? Let's just be honest, they're dead games. Like England should win that game regardless, right? But at the same time, I can only judge him on you can only play who you got to play. Like we sign players. I mean, when we're looking at Conan, that we're looking at the stats, but he's playing like FC Pauli and then random teams like that, like and random German teams like Nuremberg and that. Like, do you know what I mean? The Nuremberg are dead. They're washed. Like Nuremberg are washed.
But this is what I'm saying, though.
it's like when Nuremberg are washed, like Trent might move the needle a bit more. He might do because
100%,
if he's on it, he's getting assists, and if he can start getting goals like he did against Malta, then it just causes a different problem in it. And maybe you need players that are on it and they're hungry to go and play. And if that means him playing in midfield, then I'm up for it. My only issue is with this whole Trent situation is that Klopp, man, like the way England play in possession of the ball is completely different to the way Klopp does. If you look at our eights don't really have the ball like that. Curtis Jones plays a lot of the game back to goal. He receives the ball back to goal. He's on the last line of defense. He comes off it. He pops the ball off and he's there to just give it and go. Trent gets on the ball, is able to go and loiter around, and he's able to go and do that from that inverted fullback role because he has time and there's no one on him. He's just a spare man in midfield at that point. At Liverpool, if he plays on that right-hand side, currently, he's going to be doing that Henderson role, which means he's not going to be getting on the ball. He's going to be running around. And if he's running around now, like, we're not going to see the same Trent. I think we've seen, like, to build your team, you'd have to build your team around Trent, understanding that Trent is going to move around and pick up the ball in different positions, and everyone's got to react to it. That's not going to happen at Liverpool currently, the way I see things going. So for me, that's the biggest issue for me. Because if we look at the types of midfielders that we're looking to go and get, Kone, Thuram, Gravenberch, Jude Bellingham earlier, we're linked with Rice and Caicedo, they're all just P&P midfielders. They're just P&P midfielders. They're tall presence, or big presences. They're strong. They run around a lot. If they're not tall, they can impose themselves physically on a game from a defensive standpoint and from a running standpoint. Trent don't fit that bill. He don't impose himself physically on games. He does it through his passing range. So if that's the case, it means that you've got to change the way we're planning for the season. But if you look at it, every midfielder that we're being linked with right now seems to be this P&P type of midfielder. But now we're interested in Barella, which kind of just throws everything off. And McAllister's a bit of a different midfielder. So I don't know. Like, again, I don't know what market we're shopping in. I don't know what players we're trying to get. I think right now it's just like a Sunday league thing, you know, when you post something on like Facebook or on Gumtree where it's like, yeah, team looking for players, man. We're looking for right backs, midfielders, centre backs. We're trialing this Sunday at like Mansfield Park. And that's it, bruv. And you get to the park and it's just a match in it, and they just go and look at who's good. That's what it seems like right now, because there doesn't seem to be any real plan.
Honestly, I don't know, man. Like, I'm still not that fully convinced. It's weird. Like I said, obviously, from what we've seen of Trent, I'll fully admit, from what we've seen of him, he's played better for England, in my opinion, in these 2 games than he has for Liverpool in the last 12. I feel like the exaggeration came because, bro, the midfield was so shit. Anything was going to look better. Like, I don't think people really took that in. Like, the midfield was so dead. No creativity, no energy, no nothing. Trent came in there with a little bit of quality, like, and I do mean a tad bit of quality, and everyone just went through the roof. Oh my days, Liverpool this, Liverpool that, blah 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 blah. And I'm not saying that, obviously we won games, so of course there's going to be that kind of clamor, you know what I mean, especially when a Liverpool midfield lacks any real technical kind of quality. He provides you with that quality, so immediately people just think, throw him into midfield, yeah, just put him straight into midfield, blah blah blah. He has to play there. But then I'm just like, so the guy that everyone was telling me is the best right back, you're telling me now he's going to just be playing in midfield now. If you then get another right back, i.e., let's say you play, I don't know, 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, it changes the role of the entire team anyway. If you then say Trent's got to play in that midfield by any means necessary, what happens to the left back? What happens to the right back? If you don't sign another right back, Joe Gomez is not doing Trent's role. That's just not going to happen. But then we need him to do Trent's role in order for us to be able to play. Otherwise, the game is just going to be played smack a bang in the middle. And then what kind of happens? It just starts getting a little bit congested. Then you've got issues. And that's where I'm just like, Trent is such a... It's almost like I feel sorry for the guy. You got all this quality. We've been so... Obviously, we're used to playing in a way where you play right back and you play further forward. In the last season, you started to come in, like, let's say the whole of this last season just gone, you started to do like a bit of inverted, blah, blah, blah. Now you're fully doing inverted and retete and, you know, all of these kind of things. Klopp's had to move you from that right back position for whatever anyone wants to say defensively. I think that was more of a major concern than him actually being on the ball. I don't think him being on the ball in those areas was as big of a deal as it was him being in that defensive position where, you know, it was just getting ridiculous, man. Everyone's attacking down that side. They're attacking down that side for a reason at the end of the day. So not just him, Salah as well. Salah also doesn't help out, but you know, it's Trent, unfortunately, who gets there, who's going to bear the brunt of that. So I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, the only way you can go in midfield, bro, is I wouldn't even put him right central midfield. I reckon you'd actually probably have to play the system that we've been playing, which is him in that kind of deep lying kind of position. Let him just be on the ball a lot more and just make sure you got runners. If you got runners in the team, people making space and stuff like that, Trent will find you. That's definitely something I'll give him. He will definitely find you with a pass. So if he can do that, then I reckon he'll get, you know, a lot more joy potentially in that midfield area, you know, but then that requires us to make sure we do the work for him. So if Liverpool think that he's the guy that we can build the team around, then, you know what I mean? Then kind of do it. Like if that's what Liverpool think, that's just what Liverpool think. Where that takes you, I don't know, man. Liverpool built a team around Steven Gerrard and they couldn't even win a Premier League title. So, and this guy was all action. He could pass, he could run, he could shoot, he could score, he could take free. Like, the guy could do everything. So if you're telling me that a passer in the team is the guy that we're going to build it around, the team are going to have to do a lot of work for Trent. So let's see if it can happen. Let's see if it can happen.
Exactly, man. Get into some of the comments. We've got Jamrock saying, looks like Musialowski will be leaving this summer. That mofo Klopp and his coaching staff are football terrorists when it comes to technical players.
Forgot about it.
Yeah, it's mad, man. It's mad. We've got Jamrock saying, does anyone realise Real Madrid net spend the last 6 years is 8 million? Yeah,
it's crazy.
Crazy, bro. Crazy. Phil Bidwell saying, what players are we linked with according to the rumours? Yeah, we've just gone through them, bro. We've just gone through them, man. Yaskaran Sandu saying, Jerry, what are you saying about this transfer window? I mean, it's just started, man. It's just started. I mean, give me till the end of August and I'll let you know, man. I'll let you know. Give me to the beginning of the season, actually. We got Psychedelic saying, who do you think will win the Prem, Champions League, and Europa next season? Prem, City, Champions League, City, Europa, Sevilla. How about that?
Are they in it? Are they in it next season?
They're always in it, man. They're always going to end up. They won it, so they're in the Champions League, but they will get knocked out and they'll end up in the Europa League and they'll win that, man. They always do. Yaskaran saying, getting worried about how quick it is. How dare the club say after spending only 35 million, they're sweating on the budget already. Yeah. Justin Ulysses saying, fans need to boycott merch, demos, send emails to investment/marketing partners, flags on the terraces, etc. Plenty of ways we can boycott. We can't sit idle. That only works if everyone's doing it, but everyone hasn't got the thought process. You need everyone doing it. I think when you got you got groups that some people agree there, some people don't. It's just never going to work, man. I don't think it's ever going to work. Pan of Scout saying Tielemans has no work ethic. He's not for us. Jude has knee problems. Do we really want to pay 100 mil? Also, some people saying Kone has injury problems. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just a fan. Your guess is as good as mine, man. Your guess is as good as mine. We've got Honesty saying, if Salah goes and we invest correctly, that will be okay. Remember when Coutinho left, we thought LFC would be done and the rest is history. If Saudi came in for Salah, would you let him go?
Depends on how much you're trying to offer, man.
100.
No.
Do you think Liverpool can't get top 4 without Salah?
No, definitely can't. No one in that team can score anywhere near the amount of goals he would be.
No, they can't. They can't. But you know, if the team's geared for Salah to score and a team becomes geared for someone else to score, I'm not saying we get a player with the same amount of numbers, but is our team good enough to get top 4? Or even 5th? Let's say 5th. Let's say 5th. Can we get 5th without Salah? If Salah got injured this season, for the rest of the season, because we managed to do it with Van Dijk when he got injured.
I mean, I've always said I think Salah is you know, they're equally as important. But you've got more options at the back who can kind of come in. I feel like with Salah, you take that brother out, I do not trust any of that front line, any of them. 5th, yeah, I would say in 5th it would be like we'd make 5th, like we'd make 5th. But top 4, I'd be like,
no,
you're definitely going to be struggling.
The reason why I say that is because United got 4th, got top 4, but they don't have a striker that gets that amount of goals.
But this is where they got Rashford. Rashford got about 30 goals in the season. Do you know what I mean? It's like you got a guy who's going to do that for you. That's what I'm saying. It will work for you. Like, we're not like Arsenal. Arsenal their wingers will probably get the same amount of goals, so it's just equally shared. We have Salah, who's way up here, and then your next guy is Nunes. Like, man, Nunes, he ain't gonna score you goals. Gakpo, I don't see it. Nah, we'd probably make 5th.
Me personally, if we're like 4th or 5th, like those positions in particular, something in me just thinks this club can somehow get 4th or 5th, and if that's the case, we might be better off getting rid of a Salah and getting that money to invest in the team and making the team stronger. If we're still just targeting for 4th or 5th.
No, if you're talking about like, okay, putting that money, so I thought you were just saying if we just sold him and then like that was it and we didn't reinvest or anything like that. If we're talking about reinvesting that P, as long as they reinvested it properly, I would say top 4. But you 100%, if I know Liverpool, you ain't challenging for a title. Definitely. Not with that, not with those guys anyway. You ain't challenging.
I agree. We're not trying for a title. No. Richard Huttinson saying, do you think Fab, Hendo, and Thiago were good last season? Liverpool need that in defence and midfielders fixed. No. Do you think they were good? Yeah. Quantum Geek saying McAllister has playmaking abilities, but that isn't his strongest suit. We do need another creative midfielder if we aren't going to put Trent in that role. Or we need runners. Klopp's never done it with a creative midfielder like that. So I don't know what you think of that, G, but
yeah, no. Again, name me one creative player that we've had under Klopp. The only one we did have, he sold. So I don't know. I don't know like how that would work still.
Yeah. Richard then goes on to say Liverpool need generational and world-class players. Pedri, Gavi, Saka, Bellingham, Vardio, Timber, Vinny Jr., Rodrigo, Foden, Mbappe, Haaland, and Donnarumma. I'm going to say we're not getting, because it seems like he's getting Arsenal. We're definitely not getting. We're definitely not getting. Even more so, we're not getting. We are never going to see him in the Liverpool top. And Donnarumma, I mean, we've got Alisson, so I don't think we need a goalkeeper. But, yeah, man, I hear it. Jeffy saying, I'm fed up with all this project development nonsense. Is that a crime for asking a ready-made, established world-class or top-class player? To me, it shows that there's no ambition at this football club. Yeah, it's singing off Jim's hymn sheet, man. You know what I mean? So, honestly saying, Gertruda from Feyenoord, he can play right back and centre back. Plus, I will always push a fellow island brother to the front like I did Timber. Oh, is it? It's from Suriname. Honestly, it's from Suriname. That's crazy. Quantum Geek saying, we all know what is coming. Klopp is going to start Fabinho and Henderson in games next season, no matter who we sign.
I mean, one of them is definitely starting the first game of the season, so don't be shocked.
I think two of them are.
Yeah. I was going to say two, but I thought let me not go too far.
Yaskaran saying Chelsea will have Enzo Caicedo double pivot deep that no Champions League football but ambitious, hilarious. They have two of our dream signings.
But Liverpool fans will tell you, oh no, their man are rubbish. Their man, I'm like, what? These guys, when we was looking to sign them, everyone was doing up flipping reports like.
Is that with Bellingham now? You know, everyone's starting now talking about the dodgy knee and that. But when I said it,
bro, when we was talking, when we were talking about dodgy knees, people calling us haters. Now he's got a dodgy knee. He's always had a dodgy knee.
We're putting all that money onto him. He's gonna have to do a lot of running. That knee's dodgy. It's gonna be him, and he's got to take us to the promised land that we spend 150 million in him. We were saying this, and what happened? Now, man, we're telling us, nah. Now everyone's screaming this. He's enemy number one at Anfield. Enemy number one. It's crazy.
Haters, man.
Reds for Life saying, man them deep, this Liverpool Champions League winners 2019 signed Adrian, Sepp Vandenberg and Elliott, and Arsenal didn't win no trophies last season. 250 million summer budget. They ain't bought anyone yet, man. Let's just calm down. They ain't bought anyone yet. They might end up with, do you know what I mean? Ward Prowse.
And also as well, like we got to remember, see them type of teams there, yeah. Obviously, we might get angry that our owners ain't spending the P, but them lot are, remember, they're trying to fix this problem quick. If they don't win, they're going to be pissed in a few years. So you got to look at it from both sides. Like, if they don't win anything like next season or the season after that, I reckon they've got 2 more seasons. If they don't win, it's peak for them. It's peak.
Facts. They're going to just get raided. They're just going to get raided, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Justin Ulysses saying, question, do you see Klopp working as a manager under a Qatari investment authority or a Dubai investment corporation? Something tells me Klopp can't. He loves ambitionless FSG. I've spoken about this before. I'll probably speak about it in depth a bit more. No. Don't know about you, G.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think you'd want to. So.
Yeah, Quantum Geek saying, I have a stinking feeling we may only sign McAllister and 1 or 2 younger signings for small money.
Let's wait, guys. Let's wait.
What are you saying? McAllister, Van der Veen and Scalvini, is that calm?
It's definitely not calm, boy. I promise you, that's not calm, bro.
Bro, that's your release, bro. That's part of your.
The thing is, you know, so mad. I don't have McAllister in there because I didn't really want him. Van der Veen, I definitely don't want that brother either. Scalvini, I'll take though. Scalvini is better than Van der Veen.
Van der Veen in the summer signings one though.
No, I had him in the scout watch, not summer signing.
Scout watch. They're 2 separate. I'm getting the 2 shows mixed up. You know that I'm saying, oh yeah, Peggy Mitchell. I watched that in Black Mirror. I'm like, nah, that was EastEnders, my brother. I'm like, oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, let me get a couple more before we head out, man. Adrian at 68 saying, has Bellingham had surgery yet? Yeah, man are haters. Jamrock saying, doesn't anyone actually know the profile of players Klopp wants, or are fans suggesting players that they would sign and thinking Klopp wants the same? Yeah. God knows, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Captain Sar saying our UEFA coefficient has virtually guaranteed us a Champions League place. So as long as we finish in the top 10, we good. And FSG get their money. That's all they care about.
I hate this coefficient thing, man. I hate it.
Honesty saying, why do LFC fans rate Soboslai? Never seen him play.
Watch him play. Watch him play. That's all I can say. But you might not rate him though. To be fair, you might look at him and think, nah, he's still dead. But watch him play, and then you'll get like a little inkling, man. That's why. By the way, I advise everyone, man, go on YouTube. Do not watch any compilation. That's the worst thing you can do. Don't ever watch just watch highlights, man. You'll see these players are good players.
Kay saying, you don't trust Gakpo, G?
I mean, he'll score you like 10 goals. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he'll get you double digits, but I don't know. This ain't PSV, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't PSV. Man ain't playing. I don't even know the Dutch team.
Nigga. We don't understand. Show love, nigga. It don't show nothing. It don't cost nothing to show a nigga love. All we doing is getting money. Show a nigga some love, nigga. Wabbly dabbly. Niggas.
I don't know, man. Like, you know what? Gakpo is probably the only one that I'll be like, you know what? Maybe. I'm starting to like.
Have you been moved by Gakpo? I sense a bit of like a Gakpo.
Yeah, you know what? No. Honestly, Jerry, I'll say it here on the stream. I feel like when I'm watching him play, I still, you know what's so crazy? It's like Firmino. I never really liked the way Firmino played, but for the team, I was always like, you know what, brother's doing a job here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's for the betterment of the team. Not my type of player, but yeah, he's definitely for the betterment of the team.
Yeah.
So I prefer him than Nunes every day of the week.
Yeah. I hear you. There's a couple more.
Wabbledy dabbledy. That's true.
Wabbledy dabbledy. We got Richardson. Everyone is speaking facts in the chat and live panel. FSG are tight and don't spend money on World Cup. I don't get that one. Yeah, I don't get that. Marcus saying 200 million for Salah and we can talk. I'll take 200 million for Salah. I think anyone will take 200 million for any player, bro. Any player. 99% of players, bro. If you listen, I think Man City will take 200 million for Kevin De Bruyne, bro. 200 M's. 200 M's.
I would only realistically say on as confidence. Yeah, probably they would. But man, like if Mbappe wasn't in his last year, they would not take 200 million for that, brother. Like you'd have to start going north for that.
Yeah, but look at Haaland, though.
That's a release clause, though. If Haaland's at Man City now, Haaland at Dortmund, you could pay maybe 100 million, probably get him. But Haaland at City, I don't even think if someone came with a 200 million offer, they would even look at it like that. I think they would think, depends on who you can sign if they got a replacement plan for it.
Yeah, I hear you, man. But look, people, until next time, man, big up to everyone in the building, everyone that's tuned in. Thank you so much for you guys smashing the like and engaging with me in the comments. Obviously, big up to G as well for tuning in. We mentioned a few players. We mentioned Scalvini, Van der Ven. If you want to obviously get to know these brothers, you know what to do, man. We're heading over to GTV. That's in YouTube. You can either write GTV Liverpool or GTV 2022, and you're going to get all that, I mean, that scout watch, player reports, I mean, realistic LFC transfer targets, all of that, man. So look, that's going to be amazing, obviously, to go in. Like I said yesterday, people, I don't know about these players. So I go and just listen to GTV, listen to Scalvini. I hear he plays centre back. I hear he's young, and I'm like, all right, cool. That's the brother. I don't have time to go and watch them. Do you know what I mean? That's why Genius the Third's got to do that, man. But before we head out, to let the people know what's obviously popping on GTV, man.
I was thinking of doing a live, but I'm going to save it until next week. Going to see when Jerry's free as well. Guys, I want to talk about tradition versus reality. Tradition of Liverpool Football Club versus the reality of Liverpool Football Club. Don't know if it'll be a call-in. Maybe so. So I might try and get some of you on. Just have your say, man. Tell us about your experience, you know, being a Liverpool fan. If that experience is being matched by the expectation, you know what I'm saying, of the club at this current moment in time. You know, we'll just have a chat about that, but that'll be next week. This week, just a bunch of videos. I'll be dropping a couple more player watches. So, yeah, man, just stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Cool, man. Cool. But guys, until next time, as we said, please make sure, obviously, we're smashing a like on both things, subscribe to both channels. Thank you so much for you guys tuning in. Make sure we're hitting that notification bell because guess what, people? I'll probably be back tomorrow, guys. I'll probably be back tomorrow with some more news, man. So I told you guys I'm back. So we're back with Avengers. We're coming. We're dropping the heat, man. So big up to everyone that's tuned in. Thank you so much for obviously just joining me in the chat as always. But until next time, it's been the J James Show and we're out, people. Take care.